has to be, just talking about your psyche, just your internal between the ears thinking. I've grown up in sales, and, we've often said the most valuable, thing that a salesperson has is between their ears. If you got stinking thinking, you're not going to be worth a shit. And you got into wrestling because you loved it as a kid, but this grind on the road and then being jerked around on your money and the stop and start, it's probably sucking the life out of you a little bit as far as your passion for wrestling here. Is it not? I mean, did you ever even consider, man, is this all there is? Should I look at another profession here?
I spent about 2 days, again, my go-to, my wife, talking about, what it went down, what the reasoning was. She's hot now. She's mad too. She's my biggest offender. She knows I haven't done anything to deserve any of this. And that's where I almost have to dial her back down over the years, with contract issues I had from that point going forward and things that we'll talk about later on. The money issue was still one of those things where with Turner at that time, they paid for your rent-a-car and they would pay for your room for some people. So mostly the rent-a-car. And that was a biggie, back in the day, even though all they were doing was television, that helped. You get a nice, Cadillac or something to go to TV, wherever it was around Atlanta, 100 miles, 150 miles, whatever it was, 250. But you had a nice car ride, and the office picked that up. So that helped, So I start rationalizing. I went, okay, we're not on the road. It's $3,000 a week for 1 or 2 days a week. This first year will be $3,000 a week. You got a couple of shots around Atlanta, and then I'll come home and, my rent-a-car's paid and all that. So you start to rationalize yourself just to get yourself in that mindset of, okay, I'm committed. I signed it. Now let's start over. And you have to have a healthy thought process with that, or it's exactly like you say, it will just turn you into a bitter, miserable, lousy employee. And that's one thing I didn't want ever said about me, that I had a bad attitude about my business, because other than being a thief, or being dangerous, that's probably third on the list. Oh, the guy's got a bad attitude, which pretty much just tells anybody you're talking to that that's about everything you want to talk about or do. He's got a bad attitude. It's a blanket statement. So I had to clear my head and start over.
What was